At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community, like today's guest, Bad Papi. Esta mañana is going to be fun and spicy, all right? Because this morning, I have Bad Papi with me. Bad Papi is a gender-fluid Latin drag artist and baddest Papi in Miami who redefines what it means to be trans and non-binary in the Latin community. Bad Papi is passionate about LGBTQ plus rights, reducing sexual violence in the LGBTQ plus community, trans healthcare, and drag. They plan to continue doing drag shows despite Florida's new laws, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. They want to also start an LGBT survivor of sexual and domestic violence book club. I got to talk about that one too. And conduct research on the Hijra community in India, and provide healthcare for trans patients as well. They have a lot of plans. They are here to talk about themselves, reflect, collective, and break the stigma conference as well. So, Bad Papi, welcome to the FayWhat show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I am so happy that you are here. Thank you. I met you on Queer News Tonight a couple of months back, and I was taken aback by just how bad a Papi you really are.
I know, I'm the baddest Papi in town.
So why are you the baddest Papi in town?
Why am I the baddest Papi in town?
Yeah, and is it just that you're the baddest Papi in town as in Miami, as in a little town in Miami, or like as in South Florida?
I mean, do you not see this? Of course I'm the baddest Papi in town. Like.
You're packing like that. You're more like the biggest Papi in town. Holy crap. Wow. How do you choose? Like, how did you like choose? How do you?
I mean, honestly, like, so
that's a good size.
I go to a sex store for it. Like, actually, like my place, right next to it, there's Playthings. Like, I'm literally right by Playthings, that sex store, like in Westchester.
Oh my God,
right
I forgot
there.
that you live in Westchester.
Westchester.
Oh my God, so folks at home, Westchester, okay, it's Westchester, okay? But the thing is, it's not like Westchester, New York, and no means, all right? It is Westchester, Miami, and it is full of Cubans. It's actually where my wife, #TheCuban, was born, and they call it Westchester, okay? So there's a sex shop right close to my mother-in-law. This is awesome to hear. And this is your favorite place.
Yeah, no, it's like a really great place in Miami. It's called Playthings.
I love
it.
You can
get some packers, you can get some dildo, whatever you want, straps, you name it, it's there.
I love that. Okay, we're gonna have to look that up. So trans, non-binary, intersex, polyamorous, bisexual, Cadagre sexual?
Cadagre sexual, yeah. It's a whole thing.
Okay,
it's
right? Did you folks get all that? Okay, and Latino. Okay, like and just put what are you Cuban?
Yes, I am. I mean, a Cuban in Miami, in Westchester. I don't. That unheard of.
Okay, how does all that get along, Bad Papi?
Oof, it doesn't, but it does.
Yeah, right.
It's very strange because it took a while for my family to kind of like, get used to like who I am and whatnot. But we got there, somehow.
That's a beautiful thing, though. That, so many parents like mine don't. They just don't. They've been around for years and they just can't wrap their brain around the fact that their child is not straight, and they just can't.
Totally.
And
then the trans and the polyamorous, that's a whole other thing too.
So how long have you been out? Like, when did you know that you were going to be Bad Papi?
When I was going to be Bad Papi, I became Bad Papi in 2019. Okay. So I think I was, what was that, 4 years ago? So I was 21, 22, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But before then, you already knew. You knew you were non-binary. You knew that you were Bad Papi.
I was actually discovering my identity through Bad Papi. It was actually like a very interesting thing because I've been questioning my identity a year before. Like literally throughout that year, I was like, I don't know whether I'm trans, I don't know whether I'm cisgender, like I don't know what I am, Yeah. And then through Bad Papi, I was really able to like kind of get a feel for like, masculinity and really hone that part of myself, which I had repressed all my life. And
do you have siblings, Bad Papi?
Yeah, I do. Do
you have brothers, sisters? What do you have?
A sister, younger sibling.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And is she supportive?
It was very difficult in the beginning because like a lot of times what family members say and what she said to me was basically like, I feel like you're a completely different person. I feel like I've just lost you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Completely. And it's we become like therapists. Like, you know, we're coming out to our family and then we're there kind of sobando them.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna be okay,
exactly.
right? I don't know how that ends up that way.
We need the therapy.
We're the ones that need the, you know, it's gonna be okay, but we're there telling them it's gonna be okay. Don't worry, you know, but you know, it takes longer for some people and that's gotta be okay.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, my sister now refers to me by my correct pronouns. Like she, you know, says sibling, like all that stuff. But it took a bit to get there because, you know, you have to think about it kind of like they're grieving your old self in a way. You know, it's kind of like a death for them, even though it's not a death. It's like, yeah, I'm still here.
No,
like,
you're still here. You are your true authentic self. But just think about like what the other person, you're their sibling. You grew up with them. You know, you have a certain kind of bond that nobody else does. And now they're looking at someone that they don't recognize.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You know,
it's
so
true.
So I don't care how you get there, as long as you get there, right?
Yeah.
So you've been performing since 2019 then?
2019.
Wow. What do you think? Well, okay, let's get into it. What do you think about our governor and this crazy drag ban that's happening now?
Woo! What do I think?
I mean, do you consider yourself?
What do I not think about him?
You know, it's we see so much drag queens in this light, right? But you're also an impersonator as well. You're also a performer as well. This also affects you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you in this fight? Like, what do you think about this?
100,000%. Actually, lately, my drag performances have been centering protesting this bill.
I love it.
You know, because it's so important for us to be able to have these platforms to express ourselves the way that we want. It doesn't make any sense why. Well, actually, it does. I think they just want to like just
get rid of us.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Just to basically eradicate us.
That's what they said. I mean, they are literally calling for a trans genocide, and it's happening right now.
Oh my God! I just just those words. My wife said the other day that if they could, they would just throw us all on an island.
Oh, 100,000%.
And like Holocaust, like all over.
And when they have new ones, like they just throw them off in the island too. 100%. I mean, but imagine it. A gay island.
I know, that would be dope though, right? Everybody would want to go there, right?
Maybe that's the solution.
Maybe that's what that turns into. Maybe that's what we want. But I mean, it's like I'm glad that we can make jokes of it, Papi. But I mean, it's freaking crazy what's going on.
It really is. It literally feels like an alternate universe.
It really does. And I wake up sometimes where I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like when I was a kid, my parents would watch that black and white Twilight Zone. They would be like all weird, and it's like, am I in this? Bad Papi, how do you prepare for a performance? Do you have rituals? Do you have a go-to song that, like, if someone says, "Listen, I need for you to perform right now," and you're like, "But I have no notice." Like, what would you put together? What would you do?
Oh yeah, so I definitely have like my little thing when I'm like preparing myself. Usually at home, I put reggaeton on. I'm just like, hey,
VIP. Oh no, you gotta put Bad Bunny on.
Si tengo mucha novia. Hey,
yeah, that's what you have. You have to put Bad Bunny. Just think about that. That is like a TikTok video. Bad Papi listening to Bad Bunny.
I mean, Bad Bunny is who I got my inspiration from. I love Bad Bunny. Yeah,
I love that. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you coming up. So one of your inspirations, Bad Bunny. That's a good inspiration to have. Like he makes things look easy.
Yeah, and not only that, but he is a huge supporter of the trans community. And not only that, but he practices gender, like queerness and just gender fluidity in his own life as well. It's so beautiful. He paints his nails. He literally puts crop tops. He wears makeup. Have you seen him in the Met Gala?
I was going to tell you that. Oh my God. So Bad Bunny had like this
flower
thing, and it was just gorgeous. Fabulous. And then the back was open, right? It had an open, beautiful brown back of his, and then it had like diamonds streaming in the bottom. I mean, it was everything.
That is literally what my gender should be. Like, I want my gender to be Bad Bunny.
I can see you being Bad Bunny. I can see you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's you. That's it. I'm gonna start like just bombarding your inboxes with like different pictures.
Just Bad Bunny.
Do this next. Do this next. So what songs? Like, do you do reggaeton?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Like Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny, Oh my God, I love
The girls must go crazy for you.
Yeah, a little.
Come on.
I mean, when I was like performing in Gramps, like there were a lot of like women who were just like trying to like get in my pants, and I'm like, whoa, 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 give me, whoa.
Are you taken? Are you in a relationship?
I'm in a polyamorous relationship.
Okay.
So I have one partner, but
but you're free.
Dating.
And everybody is on the same page,
Absolutely.
so it's all good. Okay,
Absolutely.
consent is key, folks. I always tell you, all right? Have 15 girlfriends. Just make sure they all know. Call them all sweetie, because you don't make the mistake that I did. I would call one name the wrong name, and then it would be like a bad one.
No.
You know? What's your type, Bad Papi?
My type? I don't have no type. Bad bitch is the only thing that I like. No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, well, check, bitch. No. What is your type? You've got to have a type.
Honestly, I don't really have a type because like I literally just love people. I love everyone. Like
I love that.
It's just like so weird. Like I just have an attraction to people who have basic respect for me, who understand me, and are just like good, genuine human beings. You know.
I know that you've I saw you perform at Hamburger Mary's once, right? And has anybody taken you at Hamburger Mary's and like thrown you against the wall, like made out with you? These are just some of the things I used to do when I was drinking. So I'm thinking somebody must be doing them now.
Not in Hamburger Mary's, but I can tell you it's happened in other clubs. Yeah.
Do you rechazar or do you let the tongue in?
I let the tongue in.
Yeah!
I let him in.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I also go to kink events too.
Ooh, okay. Tell me about that. Like, is
So-
that something that you've been doing since the inception of Bad Papi, or something that you're into now?
So, I've been pretty much doing it like for a while now. Like, I would say like I've been in the scene for like 5 years. Although like I took a break from it for a bit, but I'm getting back into it now. Actually, like
Okay.
this Friday, I'm gonna be going to Corruption MIA event.
Nice.
It's gonna be really nice. It's a cyberpunk event.
Ooh, okay. Kink, leather, not the same thing.
It's very like intertwined, honestly, because like kink events, like really, like for example this one that I'm going to, it's just for like kinky people, like-minded people that like just want to come and like,
I love that.
you know, have a good time. And there will be like toys and stuff, but it's not like completely focused on that. But like leather is more, I feel like a style and whatnot, and like a community and stuff, although like it does like involve like kink and whatnot. But I'm not really in the leather community, I'm more in the kink community.
I got it.
Yeah.
Kinky. Bad Papi, do you feel safe with everything going on? Do
No.
you feel?
Absolutely
Wow, you
not.
answered that so quickly, honey.
Absolutely
That
not.
makes me sad.
You know, it's the reality. I don't feel safe, but I'm gonna keep on living my life anyway.
Yeah, you're not gonna let anybody dim your spotlight just because of that.
Absolutely
Wow. You're passionate about reducing sexual violence in our community. What do you mean by that? Have you been a victim?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Many times actually. And
Okay.
it's actually interesting because according to statistics, like AFAB non-binary people, which like AFAB means you were assigned female at birth.
Okay.
AFAB non-binary people experience the highest rates of sexual violence in the trans community.
Wow.
Which is, you know, what I am.
Staggering. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's extremely staggering in our community. I mean, trans women face the
Black and brown every
most-
day.
Yeah, like the most like in general like violence and murder rates, for example, but like trans AFAB people experience the most sexual violence.
Wow.
And we're highly sexualized.
Fetishized
We're
is what?
fetishized.
Big
Yeah,
time.
we're just, you know, there's so many things that are happening in our community that cause these sexual violent rates to like just
Skyrocket. And then
Yeah.
something happens and then someone goes to the cops, and the cops are no help at times and have no understanding
yeah.
as to like who and what questions to ask. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's like,
it's happened. I've actually reported one of the rapes that I've had, and it was horrible. And that's actually what solidified my mission, which is to reduce sexual violence rates and also support survivors after, you know,
something
they've
like
been
that
traumatized.
happens.
Yeah.
And it sucks that you say it like that, because it's just so freaking common. You know, it's not something that it's like, wow, that happened. It's like we're constantly hearing about folks in our community, especially trans brothers and sisters, going through this. So, what do you want to do about it?
What I want to do?
What would you like to do? In a perfect world, you won the lottery tomorrow, you get to put together a nonprofit. What would you do?
Well, I do have a nonprofit.
Okay, let's
My
talk about it.
nonprofit is Reflect Collective. It's a nonprofit that serves QT POC survivors of sexual violence. We give them financial assistance, we have healing events, and we're also going to be providing education for them. So it's like a way for them to, you know, find community and also heal, you
I
know?
love that. And it's a way for you to heal.
It is.
Also,
Honestly,
right?
it's also a healing experience for me too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible. And I just feel also like, you know, you mentioned like, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do research on this. I'm going to figure out the ways that to reduce sexual violence, and I'm going to implement those programs so that we can, you know, eradicate sexual violence in our community.
Amen. I sure hope that happens.
Me
because,
too. What
my
a world.
God, I mean, what? It's like shit stacked on top. It's like shit stacked on top of shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's just like, wow, this is bad. But then it's like, oh wow, that's worse.
Yeah, it is a very like complex and like, you know, just tangled web of like
Shit.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible.
How do you think that we could get people more involved with an issue like this that affects our community so much? Like, do you think that people are like delusional and just don't think about it? Or because there's so much shit going on,
That's the
they
thing.
can't focus on this?
Everybody's just so traumatized. Everybody I've met, like, they're just like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Like, and so they end up, you know, just not being as active. And I understand because everybody's overwhelmed. And we
Yeah.
also need to take that space for our mental health, because if not, how are we going to survive?
No, exactly. Like they say on the plane, you got to put your mask on before you help others.
Exactly.
You know, and we are, I know very few untraumatized LGBTQ plus people,
Oh, yeah.
like very
Oh,
few.
yeah.
You know, we've got that kid that is still hurt from the things that happened growing up. We've got that adult that has been assaulted and been in situations that probably wouldn't happen to a cisgender person, you know, and this is our life. Let's talk about something more fun. You performed at Miami Beach Pride.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, tell me about that.
So
It was hot as crap.
No, my makeup melted off my face because it was that hot. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
No,
Like
it
it was
was
so
amazing.
fun.
Mhm.
But my makeup was just like dripping, you know. It
What were
was
you
just-
wearing? Tell me you were wearing a little bit of clothes.
No,
You were-
I
You had
went
a
all
whole-
out. I did a whole production.
Oh.
You know, like I'm a bad.
You're a
Papi.
bad
I
Papi. You have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I literally like I came in with like a astronaut suit, and underneath the astronaut suit was a Scooby Doo like
Oh my
outfit,
God.
and like I was sweating.
Oh
like,
my God.
burning.
Yeah, like, you know, I was going to tell you, like, you look like you lost some weight. It probably was from Miami Beach Pride. You ever seen those people that are trying to lose weight and they wear
Oh
the
my God.
bags, right? And they're like
The
running down
bags.
the street, right? You could have just done that, Bad Papi. You could have just done that, BP. You would have been fine.
I should have.
So like I said before, I know that you're a Hamburger Mary's, or you have been sometimes.
I have been in
right?
Hamburger Mary's, yeah.
What's next? Where else can we see you? What else is coming up for you?
I want to eventually have like a weekly gig, hopefully in Hamburger Mary's, because I know that I think they do some drag king things there,
Mm-hmm.
so that would be cool. But if not, like just doing like shows all across like South Florida, really. I really want to, you know, keep on bringing the Bad Papi spirit all over South Florida.
Yeah, and you
know?
will. If you know, your spirit is wonderful. You are a very, very sweet person. I and you know, when they get going, right? Like on Queer News Tonight, it's like, whoa, holy crap. You know, don't judge a package by it being small.
Don't judge a
because-
package.
Don't judge a package. There's nothing small about that, Bad Papi. Like if we were about to get it on, being that we're in my bed, I'd be like, take that big thing away from me. Bad Papi, what would you like to tell someone out there watching the FayWhat show that is maybe newly transitioned, right? F to M, and seeing our governor and seeing all these crazy laws, and it's like, I'm staying in the freaking closet. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. What do you tell that person?
I would tell them basically to hang on, because this is just a part of the cycle. I mean, we've seen these cycles throughout history. The cycle where we have oppression and then the newly found freedom and whatnot. This is just part of the cycle. We will get to the other side. We will be there, and we'll always be there. So just hang on.
Don't you love their hope? Like they're saying these words and I'm inside going, but but it's a mess. I don't want it anymore.
It's happened throughout like history, you know. Like there's always cycles of oppression and freedom and oppression and freedom. That's how we progress, how we move forward. Unfortunately, there's some steps that we take back and some steps that we move forward. That also happens within our own self-growth too. We're not always just constantly going forward. Sometimes we take steps back.
Yeah, yeah. Has the LGBTQ plus community been welcoming to you?
Some yes, some no. It's very mixed.
Okay.
I would say, you know, I think I've had a lot of trouble just with like cisgender queer folks, just because, you know, they're just like, what is
going on here?
And what is non-binary and what is all this stuff? And I have to like explain to them, but like, you know, I feel like just them meeting me and talking to me really opens their mind to their possibility. And I feel like some of them actually like, you know, start identifying in new ways that they never thought they would have before.
I love that. You know, I read an article a couple of months back, and for this article, I want to say thank you, right? Because I read an article about trans men, right, F to M, that basically are passable, like you are, and then kind of just leave our community, right? Like, we're done, you know, we're done. I'm passing, I'm living in the regular world with my woman, I'm done, you know?
It's true. Yeah.
So do you co-sign? Is that a true statement?
It is 100,000% a true statement, because they pass, they leave the community, and they're just like, I'm not trans. And why would you want to be trans? I mean, look at all the laws that are happening.
You're
look
right.
at the oppression.
You're right.
You know,
you're right, but you're also turning your back on your people.
Exactly. Like, that's the problem, you know? And I, like, throughout, like, my transition and, like, you know, the more I pass or whatnot, I'm never going to leave the community, like, ever.
I hope not, Papi. I do. No.
Do you have, like,
no, I have no faith in you. The reality is that you do pass, and the reality is that this sucks, okay? The reality is that I pass, okay? And you and I can go somewhere and nobody would fuck with us, okay? But that's not the reality for a lot of our siblings.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it just, you know, this gets harder and harder. So when do you just say, you know what, I give up? You know what I mean?
Like, I will never, ever,
I love that.
ever give up.
I'm so glad. And I'm not going to let you give up.
I mean,
if I see you give up, I'm going to come after you and burn your house or something.
This is what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm even becoming a doctor in the first place, you know? I want to serve my trans community. Like,
are you going to school right now?
I'm going to be graduating with my MPH, my Master's in Public Health, this summer. I'm going to be applying to med school.
Yay!
And hopefully in about 10 years, I'll be opening up my own clinic where I serve trans.
I love that. Folks. Dr. Bad Papi.
No, Dr. Papi.
Come on, can you just see it? Dr. Papi.
I'm literally gonna like change my name after that. Like on Instagram, I'm gonna be like Dr. Papi, and I'm just gonna do Dr. Drag, like the rest of it.
I love that. PhD in drag, bitches. Make sure that you follow Bad Papi on all social media outlets. They are doing great things, and just keep your eye on them, okay? Because I have a feeling that we're gonna be seeing a lot more of you.
I hope so.
No, I see it. I see it. Aren't I a fortune teller? I am. So make sure that you follow Bad Papi on all social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You know, they've got everything. Find them on there, and you know, go support them. Go tell them that they're doing a great job, right? Like, just keep inspiring folks, because there's a lot of people behind you,
Absolutely.
Right? Maybe more afraid and not have the cojones to do what you're doing. Not have the cojones to do what you're doing. Bad Papi, thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate you. Thank you. We'll be right back. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.